There is a specific satisfaction in the perfect snap of a crispy potato chip. It's a texture we actively crave. The exact cooking process that creates that golden brown crunch also generates a completely invisible chemical. It is called acrylamide. Laboratory researchers have found that high exposures to this compound are directly linked to an increased risk of cancer. Acrylamide forms naturally within the cells of common foods as they are subjected to high heat in our own kitchens. Because these foods are deeply woven into our daily lives, millions of people consume them every day without realizing they are being exposed. To understand the actual threat, we have to look past the individual meal and analyze our dietary routines. Consuming a single serving of these foods is not what concerns oncologists and researchers. This chart tracks the cumulative effect, repeated low-level exposures that stack up steadily over years and decades. To map our real risk, we need to track a typical day of eating, beginning with the first meal of the morning. Breakfast provides the first window of exposure. Blackened toast popping out of a toaster carries measurable levels of acrylamide. The chemical trigger occurs when a starchy food reaches high temperatures, specifically above 120 degrees Celsius. At this heat, naturally occurring sugars react with an amino acid called asparagine. This collision produces both the distinctive dark color of the crust and the acrylamide molecule. Coffee beans also undergo a significant heat transformation during roasting, which generates the chemical within the bean itself. Lab tests frequently show that instant coffee contains higher measurable levels of the compound than standard brewed varieties. By the time you leave for work, a breakfast of dark toast and instant coffee has already established a baseline chemical exposure for the day. For an afternoon snap, the potato chip represents one of the most concentrated sources of acrylamide found in a grocery store. Potatoes are naturally high in both starch and sugar. When sliced thin and processed at extreme industrial temperatures, the chemical reaction accelerates. This vulnerability extends to other packaged snacks like biscuits, crackers, and cereal bars, which are baked in large-scale commercial ovens to achieve a specific crispness. Relying on these factory-browned processed snacks creates a significant spike in daily acrylamide intake. Dinner often includes a significant source of exposure in the form of deep-fried potatoes or French fries. Preparation habits determine the danger. Frying potatoes until they are dark brown or reheating them in hot oil maximizes the formation of the chemical. This chart shows how the shade of the potato serves as a visual indicator of risk. Acrylamide levels remain low in the yellow stage, but spike exponentially as the fry turns dark brown. By the end of the day, a standard diet of toast, instant coffee, chips, and fries results in a substantial, unseen chemical load. Reducing this risk does not require eliminating these foods entirely. It involves simple adjustments to how we handle and cook them. Aim for a light golden yellow color when cooking starchy foods, making sure to pull them from the heat before edges turn dark brown or black. Raw potatoes should be stored in a cool, dark pantry rather than the refrigerator. Cold environments convert potato starch into the very sugars that fuel the chemical reaction during cooking. Switching to boiling or steaming removes the high heat element entirely, resulting in almost zero acrylamide production. These small changes in the kitchen break the chemical chain reaction before it can begin. Preventing long-term illnesses like cancer involves managing the environment and the habits around us. True health preservation involves identifying and lowering the volume of repeated, invisible, harmful exposures over decades. By understanding the chemistry taking place in our kitchens, we can continue to enjoy these foods, prepared just a little smarter and a little less brown.